Hi, this is Devin Crosby, and welcome to The Process, where we feature personal stories of overcoming. I hope this episode inspires you and encourages you to see the good in your life. Let's go. So you start at age 6, you start playing varsity softball, your freshman year, move on from there. Talk about your most memorable moment before you got to Lynn University. I believe you were part of the Puerto Rican national team.
Yeah, that was actually really fun. That was probably the most memorable moment that I've ever had in my softball career. And I wouldn't say my life, because my grandpa's Puerto Rican, so it was fun to go up there and visit and see kind of his culture, I guess you'd say. And they had a really, really good support system over there. You had the little baseball boys that were probably about maybe ages 6 to older, maybe 12. And they would sit in the stands and cheer you on like they were your own family. It was really good. It was really cool.
You talked about how you get sick from time to time. Can you tell us and walk us through a little bit about your childhood, your health?
So I climbed a tree and I fell out, and I whacked my head on a tree stump on the ground.
Ooh.
So I never told my parents. So December comes around and I start having headaches and vomiting and everything. And Christmas Day, a little 10-year-old child excited to see what Santa brought them. I just wanted to sleep. I told my mom and dad to get in my room, turn my light off, leave me alone. And my parents were like, "What's wrong with you? You're 10 years old. You should be happy. Santa brought you a guitar, brought you everything you wanted." And I just wasn't having it. So they took me to the family doctor. They looked in my eyes. My family physician looked in my eyes, and he was like, "You need to get her to Arnold Palmer right now." So we get there. I guess I was zoned out on the medicine and stuff. And they're like, "We have to rush her into surgery right now." They're like, "It could probably be a 5-hour surgery. Who knows?" So they told my parents I ended up having brain cancer. So after about 2.5 hours, I believe it was, they ended up removing what they thought was all of it. So, me being a child, I was like, "Oh my God, was that caused from me hitting my head on the tree stump? I don't know what to say." I finally told my parents, "No, that's not it." So after about 8 years, they, declared me cancer free. So
how long was that, Bailey, again? You said 8 years?
I believe so. Just going to MRIs every few months.
Wow.
So that wasn't very fun. But
so Bailey, if I can just try to grasp all of this, because you unloaded a lot, and that's for a 10-year-old young girl to have to go through that type of thing. Is at what point of time, if ever, did you, between age 10 and age 18 or whatever you are, 19 or 20 years old right now, at what point in time did you come to a term, and I'm trying to make sure I phrase this the right way, is what kept you what kept you going? Where'd you get your hope?
It's a good question. I struggle a lot. More than the average person. I struggle a lot to
You've been through
get
a
out
lot.
of bed. Yeah, I struggle to get out of bed. I struggle to get going. When something happens that, I worked hard on and it's still not working for me, it just beats me down. So it's really hard to stay motivated. But as I was growing up, I always had my parents there. Obviously, parents get a little aggravated sometimes. So sometimes I felt like I couldn't rely on them. But at the end of the day, they're what kept me motivated. And, my parents, they're like, "You got to get through this. You got to go to college. You got to go to softball. We want you to grow up and have a better life than your parents do." Mm-hmm. They're like, "We want you to be successful." So my parents are really what pushed me to get to where I am now. And like I said, Coach West from my travel team, he helped me out a lot, and he was very understandable and helped me a lot whenever I was struggling on the field or if I just wasn't feeling good. And now while I'm in college, I have my teammates.
We kind of wind down, Bailey. We have these, 9 attributes of spirit, service, and strength, and those are our core. That's the core of Lynn Athletics. And if you were to pick one of those 9 attributes, Bailey, which one would you pick that connects with you the most when you think about your story?
It would definitely be others-minded, because when you talk about others-minded, it's pretty much what I take from it is being able to listen to what other people are going through and put yourself in their shoes and try to understand them and try to figure out how to help them. Like I struggle with that a lot, and there's not a lot of people that can put themselves in my shoes and understand what I'm going through. So I definitely take others' mind into consideration. I definitely try to put myself in their shoes. Like my parents have a little softball team that I go and help coach, and there's one girl who struggles sometimes mentally, and I help coach her, and we text almost every day just to try to keep her on track and help her. She's only 12 or 13 years old, so it's like, especially at that's like such a young age, you got to be able to put yourself in a little girl's shoes and be able to help them, because if not, it's going to lead them down the wrong path eventually, and that's not what you want at such a young age. So you just got to be able to understand others and try to help them the best you can, even if you don't know what to do or what to say. Just be there and listen and just help them, give them someone to talk to, because you never know when people really need it, when they need a smile or something, somebody to talk to.
Thank you for watching the process. Check out more episodes on linfightingnights.com.